Let's start off our journey into exploring GitHub by looking at the GitHub website itself. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a brand new user and look at a couple features of GitHub in that new user's context, such as user accounts, organizations, and the differences between a user account organization, repositories, and then the getting started guides on guides.github.com. To get started, I have the GitHub website open in my browser, and I'm just going to create a new user called Microsoft Certified Trainer. And for the email and password, I'm just going to provide a test set of email and passwords that I have here. This will keep things pretty simple. And once I do that, I'm just going to click the sign up for GitHub button, and I should get a verification email. Now GitHub, if you're putting public repositories or public projects, they're free. If you want private stuff that only certain people can see, that's how GitHub makes their money. That's where they have a plan we can pay for that. But fortunately for us, we're just going to use the free tier. So I'm going to hit continue. And it's going to ask me different things about myself. Let's say I'm totally new to programming. I plan to use GitHub for project management and maybe some design and school projects. And I'm going to indicate that I'm a professional. Once I hit submit, I now have a GitHub account. So if I click here, I'll see that github.com defaults me to, hey, do you want to start a project? So I'm going to go ahead and create a project. And it says, hey, you need to verify your email address first before you start a project. So I'm going to take a quick second, verify this email address, and jump right back in. All right, so I've just verified my email address, and I'm going to go back to the home page and try starting a project again. Since I'm verified, I'm now able to create a project in GitHub. So I'm going to jump in and I'm going to create a new repository called My First Project. And I can give it a description. I'll type in My First Project right here. Whether I want this repository to be public or private. And if I want to put anything in this repository to start with, maybe a get ignore file, a license saying what type of contributions can be made, and maybe if I want to add a README file. I'm going to add a README file just because that's the best practice. Let's hit create repository. I now have a project with two files. A license file with a copy of the MIT license, because that's what I selected, and a README file with some content. Now, in GitHub, everything is broken down into organizations or users and repositories within those organizations or users. So right now, I'm in the user Microsoft Certified Trainer. I can go to another user's project, so I can say C# run. And I'll go to my personal user, or I can go to Microsoft Learning, which is an organization, and see all the projects that they have. If I go to Microsoft Certified Trainer, I can see all the projects that I have as a user. Now I can do some other interesting things. Maybe I want to actually create a organization, or maybe I want to do some other things. I can do those. So I have my repositories. If I hit new repository here, you can see that I have ownership of, I can create a repository within my user account. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to hit start a project, and I'm going to create my second project. I'm just going to skip everything and just create a README. And now I have a second repository. Now if I click my user account, I'll see that there's two repositories here, my first project and my second project. You'll see that my first project was last updated a minute ago, and it uses the MIT license, whereas my second project was last updated just now. So we have user accounts, and we have repositories within these user accounts. We could do the same thing with organizations. So let me show you the Microsoft Learning organization one more time. And here we'll see that there's multiple repositories within this organization. Let's actually click on one. We're going to click on the repository for predictive analytics with Spark and HD Insight. Right here, Malcolm Graham was the last one to commit to this repository. You can see that this project is within the Microsoft Learning organization. So the easiest way to think about this hierarchy is you're always going to have an organization or a user on the left-hand side and repositories within there. So you won't have a repository within a repository, or a user within a user, or organization within an organization. It's either going to be a user organization and 0 to many projects for each user and organization. It's a very simple hierarchy. You'll see in the URL the same thing. Microsoft Learning / Predictive Analytics with Spark and HD Insight. If I go to my second project, I'll see in the URL, my user is Microsoft Certified Trainer. My project or repository is called My Second Project. So this is a really quick way to get acquainted with GitHub and create your very first account, create your very first projects. As you dig deeper, GitHub provides GitHub guides at guides.github.com. And what these are just really simple guides to help you understand many different features of GitHub. For example, you may want to do the GitHub guide for Hello World. They'll show you how to create a brand new repository, just like we did, and add text for Hello World, and do things like pull requests and branching and merging so that you can actually get a feel for the workflow process in GitHub. There's quite a few guides like this, and all of these guides you'll find useful as you do more and more in GitHub itself.